Frank Bialos.
And I'm Cheyenne, and you're watching Father Daughters Talk Flyers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 170.
That's a big number.
That is a big number.
So is how old you are.
No, that's my father.
He's like 3,000.
Oh, children. Everybody should have them. So, anyway, episode 170. We waited just a little bit longer because I was excited to see the Ducks game. So, look. Here's my take on Cutter. He had every right to choose who he wanted to play for because that's the way the rules are set up.
Yeah.
However, I feel he handled it as piss poorly as possible.
Hey, man.
Sorry. Piss poorly as possible. So, look, he had the rights. I don't know. Nobody knows exactly what happened because Cutter's not saying. The organization's not saying. I think he wanted to turn pro. Maybe Chuck promised him it. Danny said no. Go back for another year. There's contractual reasons. There's all kinds of stuff. That could be the truth. There could be a lot of other truths. One way or the other, get over it. I mean, I know it costs you money. Like, if you're going to be successful, you're going to make your money. You went back and had a shot at a national championship. That's the big rumor. I have no idea if that one's true. But either way, just get over it. To not want to play for the Flyers, to me, is ridiculous. I know I'm a Flyers fan, but I've talked to hundreds of Flyers and tons of players who didn't play for the Flyers, too. And they all say, it's an organization you want to play for.
Yeah.
And clearly, I think the Ducks game showed it last night. Yeah, the fan base showed up. There's always a segment of the fan base that takes it a little too far. Like, I don't want physical injury on the kid, but I think he deserved to be booed. And the tipper for me was when Sharp and LeClaire went to go visit him, and he just refused to talk to him. I've never seen... Hockey players always have respect for each other. The guys who beat the shit out of each other, the enforcers at the end of the day, they have respect for each other. You know what I mean? Like, everybody. I've never seen LeClaire. And when you hear him talk, hockey players talk about team all the time.
Yeah.
Cutter talks about himself a lot. Now, I was a big fan of his play. Big fan of Boston College, USA. I do think he is going to have... I think he has the skills to have success in the NHL. But as a player, as a person, I start questioning things like that. And it takes a mental aspect to succeed at the pro level. It's not just skill. So...
Basically, everyone should be like me.
You are perfection, my child. But I'm thrilled we got Jamie Drysdale back. I know he's had some injury history.
Yeah.
I thought he played great last night. I do think he's had a decent season. I know there's definitely a lot of areas he still needs to improve on. But I think he's only 22. And I know that seems old for you, but for me,
Ancient.
22 he's still a very much a young player in the league. And he hasn't even played 200 games yet, which most of the times when I talk to NHL defensemen, they said it takes him about 200 games to get comfortable. He's had some injury stops and starts, which hasn't helped. Is it going to work out for sure? No, you never know for sure, but I like Drysdale. And he's the best skaters in the league. You can teach him stuff. He's got the raw, he's got speed, he's got all the stuff you can work with. So hopefully it works out in our favor. See how it goes.
Now can I talk about myself?
Of course, my princess.
So, I got my Christmas gift from Dad. It finally came in.
Yes.
So, I got a new jersey. I got a purple one. And it has these cool spots of pink. It's the Hockey Fights Cancer one. And I have...
Forrester. It took a little longer because you want it customized. So.
Yeah. Forrester on the back. So, this is finally a jersey I can wear to school. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you picked a new, close to a favorite player, and you picked the guy you wanted. That's great.
And it's purple and pink.
And it is. Obviously, you can't go around supporting breast cancer, or any cancer, fighting any cancer, so that's great. So, no, I love it. I wasn't sure about the purple and pink, like in the catalog when you picked it out. I was like, but when it's live, like it looks, person, it looks really cool. So, and Forster's been playing well lately. It took him a hair bit longer to start the season than I liked, like offensively, but he's really starting to come on, which is great. So, which brings me back to mid-season grades.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we got sidetracked on the Cutter Tanner because it was a fun game last night, but, okay.
He came in, he was like, guess what the Flyers just scored?
She has her Girl Scouts. Cookie season is starting next week, so if you want Girl Scouts, so there was big trucks to unload and lots to do, so she got in later last night.
That's another reason why we were a little late.
Yeah, and then they went to a friend of hers play afterwards, and so but I was not missing the Ducks game to do, no offense to your friend's high school or school play, but I was watching the Ducks. I was looking forward to this game all season. So,
You know what's bad? We went out to eat and we were like, "Hey, do you want to meet us at Olive Garden?" And he was like, "Nope, the Flyers are playing the Ducks." And we were like, "Oh."
Olive Garden does not have the TVs.
No.
If you went to Buffalo Wild Wings, I would have met you there. But I really wanted to see this game. Because Flyers fans showed up, and that's what makes me proud to be a Flyers fan. The kid deserved it. Like, I know he's a kid, but he deserves to get booed. When you talk smack about the organization, the fan base talks back. To not want to be Flyers support, Flyers fans show up. There's a reason why you've met almost every Broad Street bully. There's a reason why they lived in this area. There's a reason why so many Flyers settled in this area. It's still an good organization to play. I know there was a few years there after Mr. Snyder died. It went off the rails slightly, but.
Okay, I'm gonna get him off his tangent.
Oh, sorry.
Go back to the grades.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so mid-season grades. Who gets an A?
Travis.
Travis Konechny, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree with that. Any particular reason?
He's been doing point per game. So.
Yes, there's no doubt that Travis Konechny is produced all season long from the start, and you've noticed in most games,
yes.
Which makes our friend Adam very happy. I got no complaints with that. Travis deserves an A. He showed up. He signed that big contract. A lot of people were pissing their pants, getting upset about that. I think.
Look at Dad dropping big words this episode.
I was still a little pumped from last night.
Stop it.
Sorry. So I got no problem with Travis this year, and I definitely think an A is warranted. Anybody you think gets a B?
Forgetting the name we agreed on for B. Who we agreed on for B?
Yeah, the Travis.
Oh yes. There you go.
So Sanheim, I would like to see Sanheim produce a little more offensively, a few more goals.
Yeah.
But then again, he's also not getting the chance at the point in the power play or some of the other situations. So I would like to see a little bit more offensive production. However, I'm good with that. And then so my choice for B, surprisingly enough, is actually Ristolainen. I still hate the contract, and I still don't think he's a top pair defenseman. You know what I mean? But I have to give full credit where credit is due. His game has come miles away from when he was in Buffalo, and I do think he has played well this season. And I have to give credit partly giving credit where credit is due. Sometimes there's those kids that get easy A's, and and there's some kids that work really hard to get A's and B's. And I give Risto credit for putting in the work. That I'll give him a B this season. Anybody else? Or
let's go to C.
C's?
So, I'm gonna call it U because it's for inconsistency. That is the whole team.
Yeah.
They're just not consistent at all. Like the Ducks game, they were gorgeous, and then the next game they'll be like,
yes.
Nothing. And you're like, what are you doing, guys?
Yeah, I think inconsistent, not inconsistent. Inconsistent.
Sorry, I
love you. Inconsistent would absolutely perfectly describe pretty much the rest of the team for the first half of the season. You live and learn.
I wasn't made for spelling and grammar.
That's all right. But you're right though.
I like math.
I thought you do. You're good at math. I thought Farabee was playing well for a while, but didn't produce, and then he sort of dropped off. I think obviously Cates had a nice run there for a while, 7-8 games where he was on fire, but it took him a little while to get there. Forster starting to score, great. Tippett is just one of those streaky goal scorers. I mean, he's got speed. I think maybe when we find somebody else a little speedier to keep up with him, it might help. I still think Michkov and Tippett one day will figure it out. Same with Michkov. He started on fire and then kind of disappeared. Inconsistent is the name of the first half of the season. I think part of the reason of that is goaltending. What do you think of the goaltending for the year?
F.
Yeah, a little harsh, but yeah. So Ersson did start the season well.
Yeah.
And then he had injury problems.
So, I can't fully blame him because he was doing well, but...
Right. And then the other two, it's just you see a game, and then they get a stinker. And then there's a game. So, I don't know what to do. You got to keep playing. Neither one of us is grab the backup job. Fedotov or Kolosov. They'll play a game, but then instead of just running a few decent ones together... So, I hate carrying 3 goalies, but I get why they're doing it. Especially considering Ersson gets hurt. I'm hoping Ersson gets on a nice streak. They pick a backup, and then they send one of them down. So, but until that happens, I can't blame the organization. Carrying 3 goalies is usually bad, but when you have 3 goalies that are grabbing jobs, it's just like, it becomes like an infantry. You got to keep seeing guys to have a shot. So
it's just who can play today, not.
yeah. Hopefully, Ersson is over it. He had some Christmas break. He looked bad right before the Christmas break. He definitely needed some time off. I think he had 1 stinker since he's been back, but until he got out of the one he got hurt, he was playing well. And last night he played great. So let's see him. And I'm hoping. Last night was a springboard. Last night is one of those games that a good locker room and a good team they grab onto and they use it to like momentum carry them to the next couple of games.
Yeah.
You have Florida, which is not an easy game to play, and even if you don't win Florida, they've proven in the past they can hang with Florida. Florida has a little more firepower. I don't expect to win, but if they lose 5-4 and play it well or something, you can still. And then you have Columbus, who's played better lately, but a team they should be able to beat. Like. Hopefully this Ducks game gets them on a roll, but I think your ratings are solid. And either backup goalie, there's been decent game. Fedotov still to me looks like that scene in Bambi where he's still trying to learn how to walk. That's how he looks like he's playing that to me.
That's me getting out of bed in the morning.
It's funny. Fedotov is a giant goalie who plays small, and then Kolosov is a small goalie who plays big because he's so athletic. But then he lets in. The problem with Kolosov is he lets in that. Like bad goal, and not bad just because he should have saved a bad timing goal. That's goaltending. It's all about timely saves sometimes. Obviously you want to save everything, but sometimes there's a point in the game where you're up 2-1, and the other team gets a breakaway, and now a breakaway is not it's not a goalie's fault, but you need him to come up with that save, and Kosov hasn't gotten that moment. It's the same problem with Sandstrom. I always like Sandstrom, but he just in that moment. He didn't make the save. And I give full credit to Ersson. I still don't know if Sam Ersson is I don't think he's like an elite level goalie, but Sam makes that save. That helps not turn the tide of the game going the other way or springboards and then a Flyers go down and score at the other end. Like Sam has been very good at that. Yeah. So I know we'll see, but I think solid midseason grades. Put the tongue away. What are you chewing?
The tag. I like chewing on the tags.
Well, good job. As always, we appreciate people watching because we're now 3.5 years into this. Whatever 170 works out to be.
Yeah. I'm good at math, but not that good.
I put you on the spot for that one, so.
Now we gotta go put the tree away.
Yes, I love Christmas. We've milked Christmas long enough, so now it's starting to get a little weird. So our next step is putting Christmas away today. Exactly. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed everybody's grades. We always appreciate. Please comment below if you got any disagreements, and we have some cleaning to do. But I love your New Jersey.
I don't want to clean.
I know you never want to clean, but we still have to.
I don't want to.
Oh, get your lunch after. I know what I'm doing. All right. Well, anyway, thank you everybody as always for watching. And she's gonna go over there and hit the button without tripping on anything. Then we're gonna put away the tray.
No promise. Bye.